This is Wibble Wobble by Miriam Moss and Joanna Mockler. All William ever wanted in the whole world was to have a wobbly tooth. Everyone else in his class had one. Louis twisted round, and Rosa's lay flat on its back. But William's teeth seemed stuck, superglued to his gums. "It isn't fair," said William. "Everyone else at school tells wobbly tooth stories. Sammy swallowed his, Rosa's fell down the toilet, and Louis flew out when he scored a goal." "When your wobbly tooth comes out, Gran," said William, "you get a silver coin from the tooth fairy." "Is that so?" said Gran. "Yes," said William, "and if it comes out at school, you have to keep it somewhere safe." Vita stuck hers to the Velcro of her trainers, and Christy hid his in the cotton wool in his ear, and today Nadia's got lost up her nose. Mrs. King said she'd keep them safe from now on. The next day in quiet time, William felt one of his teeth move at last. "Mrs. King!" he cried. "My tooth moved! I felt it!" William pushed his tooth forwards with his tongue, then sucked it back for Mrs. King to see. "Look, Rosa," he said. "Look, Louis. Push, pull, jiggle, juggle, poke, flick, wibble, wobble." "Come on, William," cried Mum at bedtime. "How long does it take to brush your teeth?" "A long time," said William. "It hurts my wobbly tooth." William just couldn't leave his wobbly tooth alone. Push, pull, jiggle, juggle, poke, flick, wibble, wobble. "Look, Louis," said William the next day, twisting his tooth round and round. "Look, Rosa," he said as it lay flat on its back. By bedtime, William's tooth was hanging on one thin little thread. Push, pull, jiggle, joggle, poke, flick, wibble, wobble. Suddenly, the tooth flipped upside down and got stuck. "Ow! Ow!" yelled William, jumping out of bed. "Mum! Dad!" he cried, rushing downstairs. Gently, Dad turned the tooth back the right way up. "Why doesn't it just come out?" said William. "Don't worry," said Dad. "It will." In PE the next day, William did his best ever spinning somersault, and when he stood up, the tooth was sitting on his tongue. William took it out and looked at it. How tiny it was! "Shall I look after it until home time?" asked Mrs. King, wrapping it in a tissue and putting it on top of the filing cabinet. "Then can I take it home?" asked William, feeling a bit wobbly himself. "Of course you can," said Mrs. King. That afternoon, William sat poking his tongue into the hole in his gum, waiting for Louis to finish vegetable printing. Suddenly, "Ah!" shouted Louis, dancing about. "I've got chili in my eye." "I'll get a tissue, Mrs. King," said Rosa. Mrs. King dabbed Louis's eye, and before long it was home time. "Look, Mum," William said. "My tooth came out." "Oh, William," said Mum, "can I see it?" "It's on the filing cabinet, wrapped in a tissue," said William. "Here it is," said Mrs. King. Then, "Oh, it's gone." They searched everywhere. Suddenly, William stopped. "Rosa gave Louis a tissue," he said, when he got a red-hot chili in his eye. Mum and Mrs. King looked at each other. "Don't worry, William," said Mum, searching in the bin. "We'll find it." William sat down and stared at his feet. He was missing his tooth really badly now. He was sure they'd never find it. Suddenly, Mum stood up. "This might be it." She unwrapped the tissue, and there was William's tooth. Mrs. King washed the tooth and gave it back to William. "Perhaps the tooth fairy will leave something a bit special tonight," said Mrs. King. "After all that." The next morning William looked under his pillow. There lay a little wooden box. He lifted the lid, and inside was a shiny silver coin. When William got to school, he told everyone his wobbly tooth story. "I expect you'd like a rest from wobbly teeth for a while, William," said Mrs. King. "Yes," said William, "I would." On the way home from school, William took his silver coin and bought the most enormous ice cream. It had little coloured sweets stuck all over it, layers of chocolate and chewy toffee in the middle. William unwrapped it and took a big bite. Ping! Went the little coloured sweets. Crack! Went the chocolate. Squelch! Went the ice cream. Crunch! Went the ice-cold rock-hard toffee. And guess what? Another tooth wobbled. Push-pull, jiggle-joggle, poke-flick, wibble-wobble. And that is the end of Wibble Wobble by Miriam Moss and Joanna Mockler.